Hey guys, back with another video today. Today we're going to be going over the SD40 PE model and what I have changed on mine. I have a SDVE model right here. Now, as you can tell, it is unloaded. There is no rounds in the chamber. There is no magazine in the gun. Now, as for the pistol itself, it has many things changed. Even at first glance, to some degree, you can tell. Now, I'm going to go over these parts. First off, I'm sure y'all can probably tell with the actual barrel itself does protrude out the front a little bit more. I believe this is a 4-inch and a quarter barrel for the SD models. I bought on Numerix for around $50 or so. I had the original barrel with me right here. This is just a plain 4-inch barrel. Nothing special, nothing fancy, just the factory barrel. This is also a factory barrel, but is a little bit longer than the average. So leads me to believe this may have been a barrel that was going to be threaded for a silencer, but was not. Which is fine with me because that adds an extra few foot-pounds of pressure on the round when it comes out. Another thing is the guide rod and guide spring. It is metal, 15 pounds spring. This was bought at NDZ. I got it for around 30 bucks or so. Some people say that these damage the gun and stuff. These do not damage the gun. In fact, the slide does not come in contact with the lower to cause any kind of damage when the sling, or the spring, goes forward. When you let it slide forward, this slide does not damage the lower because of that. This is not making any contact. These two pieces are not making any contact with each other. The slide sits on metal guide pieces that are attached to the lower to go on, so that this does not touch this. Another thing that has been changed is all the internal smaller springs, such as the trigger. This is an Apex trigger. I got it at Incarbo for around $70. A little on the pricey side, but well worth it because I hate the hinge triggers. This has also made the springs lighter, so the firing pin comes out quicker with the pull of the trigger. So I'm sure you guys can hear this. Again, so easy compared to the original factory trigger. And it feels a lot better. It almost doesn't even feel like the same gun. This has got the Hogue handle grip, which is a universal grip, which I got for around $20 online. Very good grip. Doesn't leave that sticky feel or anything. It's just aggressive stiffling right through here. It's got the finger grooves, and it's got a bare back to it, so your hand don't slip or anything when grabbing it. This also has finger indentions for resting your finger on, so that way you get used to that instead of just having it on your trigger. When you're pulling it out of your holster, you're not going like that and setting it off. You're like this and pulling it out. Another thing that's been changed is the ejector on it. The ejector is a factory one that I bought. I had my original in another baggie, but that has been replaced. The sights have been replaced. These are MP True Glow rear sight. The front sight did not do well when I was trying to install it. The MP series sights will fit the SD models. It just so happens that the True Glow front sight post broke when it was being tapped in, even though they said it was solid metal and all that. As solid as it can be with the plastic pieces put in there to give it a little extra light. So as you can see, the light does go in through those areas, which causes this to light up. Very good in low light settings, just will not work in complete darkness. So beware of those. As for the front sight, I put my original front sight back on. It's solid metal, just a little regular white dot on there. But I'm going to try and order another thing of sights, but not from True Glow. I'm going to get probably from a company called Night Vision. When I do, I'll probably give an update. On the back here, we do have a new back plate. This is from NDZ as well. It is aircraft aluminum. It has an engraving of a Bible quote out of Psalms. And then as for the guide rod and guide spring, as well, came from NDZ. The trigger and the spring kit came with came from M-Carbo. The ejector came from another gun site that I've went to that just specializes in Smith & Wesson gun parts. Hogue grip came from Hogue.com on their online site. The gun itself I bought from a pawn shop before I did any changes to it, and that was around I want to say $200 for this pistol before the changes. After the changes, probably around $400 now. An extra $200 for all the parts that I've added to it. So comes out to be a customized, cheap end pistol that's reliable. About as much as a basic Glock. $400 for a Glock that has nothing special to it. So to me, this seems to beat out money-wise on the Glock. Now the Glocks are good pistols. They're great pistols, but they are not into all pistols, just like this isn't. But this is a good pistol for the money. So if y'all see any SD40s or SD9s, be sure to grab one. You can find them a lot at pawn shops, Academy, Cabela's, places like that. They do have 2.0 models, but do not be mistaken for parts when it comes to the SD models. For the SDVE models and the SD 2.0s, they are not interchangeable. I chose the 40 because the 40 has the speed of the 9mm, but has a warhead almost like the 45. So you're getting the best of both worlds. Right, you get the speed and you get the punch. 40 cal, I believe, is a superior round to both 9 and 45 because it gets the best from both worlds. And really, I think there should be more makers of that round, and I think more people should invest in 40 caliber pistols, because essentially they're between a 9 and a 45. They're perfect, you know, for personal use, as well as defense, and as well as for hunting. Not so much for competition, because if you do a lot of firing, because the pressures from the 40 cal, it will wear out your gun if you do it for competition, unless you just happen to want to do that with it, which I wouldn't recommend. But anything else, it's perfect for. Again, all the springs inside have been changed, so these are all very different. It does have Picatinny rail for adding like a flashlight or laser. You can also find, I'm sure, optics for it, but I prefer iron sights because it doesn't rely on a battery. And as for the actual magazines, they hold, here in Texas, we're allowed to have the 14 rounders. There are 10 rounders that are California compliant, but these are very good about not having any kind of trouble going inside the gun, because this has a chrome plating to it. So this is it makes it really easy just to wipe down and then just insert into the gun whenever you're cleaning it. Also, like whenever you're like doing a quick reload, these make it so much easier. The chrome plating makes it so much easier. And I've got some rip rounds in that, 40 caliber rip rounds. The floor plate is plastic, hard plastic, with their emblem on it. These are easy to change out because NDZ does carry aluminum floor plates for this pistol, so be sure to check them out. Hope everyone has liked this video and liked seeing this gun. I hope this was very helpful for you guys. If you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, please give a like and subscribe to this channel, as well as comment. Be sure to comment if nothing else. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Again, pretty cool pistol, I would say. Definitely worth the money. See you guys in the next one.